Hi, my name is Josh and we're here at Sleeping Giant State Park, and my goal today is to make a video and at the same time get this crew to the top of the hill, to the top of the castle in one piece. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Yeah! Okay, good.
The Native Americans in this area called the sleeping giant Hobomok. Now, the legend says he wasn't the most jolly of giants. In fact, he had a temper tantrum. He stamped his foot, causing the Connecticut River to be redirected. Now, not everybody was exactly in love with that idea, so along came this good spirit and cast a spell on Hobomok, causing him to sleep where he is now, forever. Now, there's another Native American legend that speaks of a time when the harmonious way of life did not continue. Villages battled each other, men and women argued, bickered, constant fighting all the time. Evil was covering the earth. So then the creator, Gitche Manito, decided, that's enough. I'm going to flood the earth, cover it with water. Sent the waters, catching all of the creation off guard. Now, the legend goes on to say one man survived, Buzu. He survived by floating on a log with a few animals of each species. And it kind of makes you wonder, how did Buzu repopulate the earth? And how big was that log? Did you know that there are actually over 500 different ancient cultures around the world that share a similar story told in the book of Genesis about Noah and his family? All these cultures point back to one great leader. It's a story about someone who had to do something crazy. Build a ship in the middle of dry land with no way of moving it to open water, and then wait for floods to come from the sky during a time when it had never rained previously. Here was this guy that God had anointed to lead the few remaining righteous people of the world, his family. The story starts with God talking to Noah. God said, "Okay, Noah, you know all those neighbors that borrow your tools and DVDs and stuff and then never return them?" Noah scratched his beard because all the Bible guys had beards. And he said, "Yeah." And then God said, "Yeah, I'm going to kill them all." And Noah's like, "Oh." And then he goes, "Oh." And God's like, "Yeah, in fact, every person on the earth is going to be fish food. Just you and your family are going to make it. And yeah, you're now responsible for the self-preservation of your species. So here are some instructions, no pressure." Then God gave Noah all these exact dimensions. There are all these details and specifics that God gave to Noah, right down to the exact dimension of what size the window should be on the ark. He really didn't know how it was going to end, but he listened to God. And in the end, he led his small tribe to the mountain summit. Recently, I was faced with some challenges with my own leadership, and I wasn't sure what to do. And at the same time, I was reading about Noah and all these specifics that God gave him. And I was thinking, God, this really isn't fair. I mean, God had given Noah a blueprint on how to lead his family to safety so he can live in his big, smelly, floating barn. What did God give me? Then I came to the realization that, well, maybe it was fair. God didn't leave me responsible for the fate of humanity that I know of. And then upon further realization that God indeed did leave me a blueprint of how to practice good leadership. We know them as the Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. 4 men recorded the life of the Son of God. My blueprint, our blueprint, 4 of them, of how we should lead a leader's life. Here's my main point. We all are leaders. We all are leaders. Every one of us. We've been left to lead a Christ-like life. What did Jesus say before he ascended? Matthew tells us he instructed his people to train everyone, everywhere, about who Jesus was and how he lived his life. It was called the Great Commission. Now, there's a spiritual gift called leadership. Probably most of the guys in the Bible with the beards had it. But here's some questions you could ask yourself. See if you might maybe have the gift of leadership. Am I diligent? Am I a visionary? Meaning, are you presenting others with the big picture? Are you trustworthy? Meaning, are you modeling the values of Jesus? Are you persuasive? Are you motivating? Are you motivating others to perform to the best of their abilities? And are you a goal setter? Scene 6, take 1. Alright, so I've asked the crew if I could just grab the camera and flip it around on them to do a silly illustration. So just let me grab that Drew there 1 second. Oh, hey guys. Would you say that I have you following me, right? I'm leading you? Yeah. Yeah, okay. And do I have your trust?
Yes, I think so.
Would you say you've put some faith in me as a leader?
Oh, definitely.
Do I have some influence on you?
Yeah.
So I could probably do some amazing things like tell you about your eternity or lead you to the castle at the top of the hill, or I could lead you to a dead end, right? Okay, so if you would, I'm not perfect, but go ahead and follow me. Everybody walk this way. Come on. And you know, it could be a dangerous path. And all of a sudden I might, oh, Cliff could get, and you guys keep walking, then you all fall to your death. Oh man, are you guys okay?
Apples.
All right, would you say point made?
Yeah. Oh.
All right, let's get out of here. Probably one of the most important characteristics of leadership would be influence. Some of us are quite influential, don't always do the best with that gifting. Are you influential? We all have some influence. People are watching us, especially watching those that call themselves Christ followers. Do people want to be like you? Are you looking out for their best interest? Are you leading out of selfish motivation, or are you leading people to harmoniously accomplish the purposes of God? The book of Psalms says, where there is no vision, the people perish. I mean, are we that short-sighted? Are we that simple that if we don't know if we sow the seeds, that we won't reap the harvest? JFK said leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. So to that I say and I ask, are we staying informed about the lifestyle we have chosen? Ben Franklin said, he that cannot obey cannot command. So are we sold out to what we are leading? The Bible's example of leadership is a servant-first mentality. What are we serving? What are we obeying? You know, it seems one of the qualifications to be a great leader is to have a great quote. So here's mine. Watch out for that rock. Drew, you okay? Sorry about that. Here's a real quote for you. In leadership, failure will happen. If and how you adjust will determine your success. Are we leading people to the summit? Are we leading people down a path of life or death? Are we leading the blind to a dead end? Or are we casting a vision of eternity where the people will not perish but have everlasting life?